motherfucker!
The story begins as we see a train stop at a station, and a man named Neil Mokley gets off. Neil is the biggest robber in the city. Whenever he decides to rob a bank, he doesn't fail because his planning is flawless. And Neil is in his planning phase right now. He changes his clothes and goes to a hospital, where he starts observing the whole place. He walks around in a way that makes everyone think he works there. Then, after seeing everything, he quietly leaves through the ambulance area. Next, we see Neil's companion, Chris. Chris goes to a construction shop and buys a lot of explosives, but he buys them in a way that doesn't make the shopkeeper suspicious, who thinks he's taking them for construction. Then, on the other side, we see Lieutenant Vincent Hanna. Vincent is going to his work just like usual. Vincent is in charge of robbery and homicide cases in this city. He says bye to his family and leaves. Then we see Neil and Chris, who are sitting in an ambulance van. They have 3 more companions with them: Trejo, Vengro, and Michael. Then all these people split up. Neil and Chris are in the ambulance van, heading towards the bank. On the other side, Michael has a big truck, which he uses to pick up Vengro, and they also start moving down the road. Then we see Trejo, who has a walkie-talkie in his hand. He is driving ahead in a car. All of them are moving according to the plan. After a while, they stop the ambulance on the road. Then an armored truck comes from there. There are some guards in this truck who have no idea what is about to happen to them. But after a moment, they have to stop the truck because the road ahead is blocked. Then as soon as they stop, Michael crashes his big truck into them. Their entire truck flips over. Then Neil comes out with his whole team, and everyone has guns. Trejo starts a timer and tells everyone they only have 3 minutes. Then Chris sets off the explosive. He blows up the back of the truck. This blast is so big that it damages the nearby cars. Now, these people go inside the armored truck. They take out all 3 guards and start searching inside. It is Vangru's job to keep an eye on the guards. Vangru has a gun on the guards. The guards are already injured because their truck had an accident. The rest of the team is looking for an envelope inside. Then Trejo tells everyone they have only 18 seconds left. He starts throwing spikes on the road so that when the police come, they can't follow them. Then his partner tells him they have found the envelope. They start to take the envelope, but Vangru loses control. He is a psycho. After seeing this, everyone is shocked. But he doesn't want to leave any witnesses. So, even though he doesn't want to, he has to kill the other 2 guards. Then everyone gets inside the ambulance. But now Neil is very angry. He hits Vangru, asking why he shot. But now they have to run. These people take their ambulance and leave. By then, all the police in the city start coming. But they can't see the robbers. First, 3 cars arrive, but their wheels get punctured by the spikes. Then they stop. But Neil's entire team is already far away. After going ahead, they stop the van. Everyone starts getting out and into another car. But Michael stays near the van. He puts explosives inside and blows up the van so that the police don't get any evidence. Then these people run away. But as soon as they leave, Neil meets his money launderer, Nate. Nate takes care of their money. Looking at the envelope, Nate tells him that there is a bond of $1.6 million inside. He says, "I know whose bond this is. I will talk to that man. He will give you good money for it. I'll quickly arrange a meeting." That man's name is Roger. After saying this, Nate tells Neil about another job. He says it is a very big job, and the man who wants it done will pay at least $10 million. That man's name is Kelso. "I will meet you soon with all the information." Then Neil leaves. Then we see Vincent, who has reached the crime scene. He looks at everything very carefully, trying to understand everything in detail. Then he tells everyone that these people are very cunning professionals, not newbies. They haven't left any evidence. Maybe we won't get anything here. So catch all your informants in the city and bring me any news. Then we see Neil's entire team in a diner. Neil is very angry, so he starts beating Vangru in the diner. When he hits him, everyone starts looking at him. That's why Neil stops and pulls Vangru outside. If they hadn't killed the guards, the police would have eventually left the case. But after killing the guards, the police will never leave them. Now this has become a big case, and it's all Vangru's fault. He didn't need to shoot, but he killed a guard, so the other 2 had to be killed. Neil will not forgive Vangru for this. He starts preparing to kill him, but just as he pulls out his gun, he sees a police van. Then he stops, but as soon as he looks down after the van leaves, Vangru has disappeared. Everyone starts looking for Vangru, but he is nowhere to be found. Then everyone starts going to their homes. But as soon as Chris reaches his house, his wife, Charlene, starts getting angry at him. The money Chris had promised, he brought home less than that. That's why she is yelling at Chris. Charlene knows very well what Chris does. He loots banks. On the other hand, Vincent is also busy with his work. He goes to a place with his partner, Drucker. This is where Vincent's informant lives. But today Vincent is very angry. It is very difficult to get news from informants because they mostly hide things so no one doubts them. But Vincent starts threatening his informant. He says, "I have all your secrets. If you don't give me the news, you will soon be behind bars, and no one will come to release you. I know all your friends, and I will arrest all of them." After hearing all this, the informant gets scared, and for the first time, he takes Neil's name. He says a man named Richard is going to meet him. Then Vincent also finds out about Neil and starts his next operation. Then we see Neil, who meets Kelso, the man who is going to give him the next task. Kelso tells Neil, "I know about a bank that is going to move all its money from one place to another. They will have at least $10 million, and I know that you can loot it." But Neil thinks this planning could be very dangerous. Then he starts refusing. Then Kelso says, "I have done all the planning. We don't want to loot the money on the way. We want to loot it inside the bank. In a week, there is at least $10 million in the bank. And I have the complete security blueprint. I can stop the alarm for 15 minutes for you. And 15 minutes will be enough. You guys can easily loot all the money." After hearing all this, Neil agrees and asks Kelso to do the planning. But as soon as he comes back, he sees that Chris is sleeping on his floor. Then Neil tells him all the planning that Kelso told him. But Neil also tells Chris, "I am going to make a bond deal soon. I want to call Roger, and as soon as possible, we will give the bonds to them and take the money in return." As soon as he says this, he calls Roger and fixes the meeting. Roger gives him an address where he will send his man. Then Neil's eyes fall on Charlene. He sees that she is with another man in a hotel, whose name is Alan. After seeing this, Neil gets angry. He catches Charlene and says, "Chris is a good man. He still loves you. You will have to give him another chance." Then Charlene agrees. On the other side, we see Vincent, who goes to a club and meets a man named Richard, whom his informant had told him about. He starts threatening Richard. Then Richard takes the name of Michael, who works with Neil. Vincent gives him the news that he should get all the information he can about Michael. Then Neil arrives at the place Roger told him. He finds this car in front of him. That man has money. He tells Neil, "You give me the bond, I will give you the money." But before this deal could start, we see Chris, who is watching everything from a distance. Then Chris's eyes fall on a killer who is slowly moving towards Neil, about to kill him. Then Chris tells him. Neil reverses his car and injures the killer. By then, Chris gets a chance to kill the rest of the people. He starts killing all the people in the van. But the killer is still alive. He blindly shoots at Neil. Then Neil turns his car around again, and this time he crushes him and kills him. But the driver of the car is still running away. Then we see Michael, who is here. He also kills the driver. But now Neil is very angry. He comes back to the hotel, and as soon as he comes, he calls Roger. He tells him, "The next death will be yours, because you have tried to deceive us." But Neil still does not know that Vangru has started working for Roger. Vangru is a very big psycho. He traps young girls. He assaults them, and then he kills them. And girls' bodies are found. And the girl who was killed by Vangru, Vincent, finds her body. After seeing this, Vincent is very angry. But now Vincent's attention is on Michael. He keeps an eye on Michael all the time. Then he finds out that these people are going to commit another robbery, that too at night. Then Vincent arrives with his entire team. But he wants to catch them red-handed. Vincent is in the truck with his entire team. And Neil's entire team is robbing inside. They are trying to open a safe. But Neil is outside. He keeps an eye on everything. Then a man sits down in Vincent's truck, and at the same time, his gun collides with the wall, making a sound. Neil hears this sound, and he understands that they are being followed and the police are present. Then he alerts his entire team that everyone has to leave. Now the matter has become dangerous. They cannot execute this robbery. Then all these people start running away, and Vincent also lets them run, because if he catches them now, they will be released from jail very soon. They will not be punished. But Vincent wants to put them in jail forever. But now Vincent's entire team keeps an eye on them all the time. That's when Neil is planning the next robbery, and Vincent's team is watching all these things from a distance. As soon as they leave, They start figuring out what their next target is and where they are going to do the next robbery. Then we see Neil, who is keeping an eye on them. Neil also knows that these people have kept an eye on them. Then Neil takes their photos one by one and sends the photos to Nate. Nate brings all the information and tells Neil about all the officers. Then Neil starts asking about the next job where they will rob $10 million. Then Nate says, "You are taking Vincent lightly. He is an officer who has not left any of his cases incomplete. He completes all his cases. You should be afraid of him." Then Neil says, "I am not afraid of anyone. My planning is always perfect, and the reward for my planning is very high. This time I am going to get $10 million, and I am ready to take a risk for that." After saying this, he leaves, but Vincent is still following him. Neil keeps running, and Vincent keeps following. Then after a while, Neil breaks a red light. Then Vincent comes to him and says, "You have broken the red light. I can arrest you for this, but I will not arrest you. Can we both have coffee?" Then they both go and have coffee and talk about themselves, about their work, and how dedicated they are. Their work is their life, and they can go to any extent for it. Then they both tell about their life. Vincent says that he is very worried. His wife is going to leave him. Then Neil says that he is alone, and he likes to be alone. Then they both accept that even if they have to kill each other for their work, they will not back down. After saying this, they both leave. But now Vangru knows about their plan, that they are going to loot $10 million. Then he goes to Roger and says, "I have good news for you, which will make you rich." Then Trejo calls Neil and tells him that the police are following him. He should not get arrested. Then Neil tells him how to confuse the police. But now Neil knows that Trejo will not be able to join the mission. He will have to run away. And now Neil needs another driver. Then he goes to a man named Donald and asks him to be his driver. Then Donald agrees. Then Roger's men reach Trejo. They torture him and kill his wife. In the end, Trejo has to tell his entire plan. And now Roger knows the whole plan. But now a man from Roger calls the police and tells them everything about the bank robbery. Then we see Chris and Neil in the bank. Chris has come here to deposit. But as soon as he gets time, he first pulls out his gun and tells everyone to bend down. He beats the bank manager and takes the key to the vault. As soon as he gets the key, he gives it to Chris. Then Chris goes to the vault and starts filling all the money. They have 3 big bags, and in all 3, they fill $4 million. They take the bags and leave. But Roger's men have told the detective that they are doing a robbery. And soon Vincent gets the news of the robbery. Then Vincent also gets ready and starts walking towards the bank. And these people reach the bank. But these people have looted all the money and they come out of the bank. First of all, Michael comes out of the bank and sits in the car. Donald is sitting in the driver's seat. Then Neil comes out and he also sits in the car. In the end, Chris comes. As soon as he reaches the car, he sees a lot of policemen in front of him with guns. Then he starts shooting at them, and they also start shooting at him. Now bullets are fired from all sides. In the meantime, one of Vincent's men is killed. After seeing this, Vincent gets very angry. But these people sit in their car and start running. But Vincent will not leave them. All the policemen start shooting at them, and soon they kill Donald. Then their car stops, and now these 3 have to get out. Then the 3 start running on different paths. Chris comes first. Then a bullet hits Chris's shoulder, and Chris falls down. Then Neil sees him. He picks up Chris and starts running. Then 2 policemen follow him, but Neil shoots them. And Vincent is also coming. Then Neil sees a car. He sits Chris in the car and takes the car and leaves. On the other side, we see Michael, who is still here. He is running. Then he sees a little girl. Then he picks her up. He makes her a human shield. But Vincent comes here. He shoots and kills Michael. Meanwhile, Neil has reached a doctor with Chris, and the doctor is treating him. Chris will survive. But Neil says he is going out and will be back soon. Then he goes to Trejo first, because he thinks Trejo has cheated him. Then he sees that Trejo is injured and is taking his last breath. In his last moments, Trejo tells him the truth, that Roger and Vangru are working together. They killed my wife, so I had to tell the truth. After saying this, Trejo dies. Then Neil gets even more angry. He goes to Roger first and shoots him. Meanwhile, the policemen catch Charlene and threaten her. If you don't hand over your husband to us, then we will put you in jail. Your husband will definitely come to you. Just recognize us and tell us who he is. Then Charlene goes and stands in the balcony. And Chris comes here. But Charlene saves her husband. She tells him to run away. Then Chris leaves. On the other side, Neil reaches his girlfriend, Edie. Edie always wanted to go to New Zealand. Then Neil tells her to come with him. We will start a new life there. Then they both leave. Then Nate calls Neil and tells him that Vangru is in a hotel, but there are a lot of policemen. They have kept an eye on Vangru. But Neil doesn't care. He wants to kill Vangru first, then he will go to New Zealand. Then Neil reaches the hotel and kills Vangru. But as soon as he kills him, this news spreads everywhere. And Vincent also finds out that Neil is in the hotel. Then Vincent comes here. As soon as he comes, his eyes fall on Neil. Then Neil starts running away from here, and Vincent starts following him. Neil keeps running, and Vincent keeps following. Then Neil reaches the airport, and from there he goes to the cargo terminal. But Vincent is still behind him. Sometimes Vincent shoots at him, sometimes Neil shoots at Vincent. And for a long time, the game of cat and mouse keeps running. Then they both hide, and now they can aim at each other. Then Neil comes here to aim first. He is about to kill Vincent. Then Vincent sees his shadow, and he kills Neil first. He shoots a lot of bullets at him. Then Neil takes his last breath. But while dying, he extends his hand towards Vincent. Then Vincent holds his hand, because they both know that they are alike. Vincent has never met such a cunning man who thinks exactly like him and is just as stubborn. And Neil also knows that Vincent is just like him. Then Vincent holds Neil's hand until he is alive. As soon as Neil dies, Vincent also leaves. But after finishing this case, Vincent is not happy. And this film ends here. So friends, our today's video ends here. If you liked our video, then like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.